Welcome, standout fans, to another episode of Science Over Stats. It's your boy Rod Money here. You can follow me on all social media handles at Rod Monies. You can follow the page as well at Standout Sports with the Z. And then this is broadcast on YouTube as well, Standout Sports with the Z. Today I'm gonna give you guys NFL Week 4 recap. So just to get started, the Thursday night football game, Jets and Broncos. It was a higher scoring game than we expected. We all expected under 30 points. The Broncos put up 37 alone. Darnold 230 yards passing, 84 rush, and a touchdown. He had that play where Donald literally ran right up the middle, and I'm sitting there thinking like, what's the defense doing? The miss sack, okay, it happens, but he broke someone's ankles, and then he ran through three people at once. That's not, something to be proud of, or look into, you know what I mean? Because there's no reason why you should be missing um tackles like that, especially when there's three of y'all, one of y'all gotta hit him. The rookie starts on, I think it was Brett Rippin. I pronounced his name wrong, my fault. But 242 yards, two touchdowns, three interceptions. Gordon had 107 yards, two touchdowns as well. Jerry Jeudy had an amazing grab. That's what we expected from a receiver like him. Make big plays and stuff like that. So, with Sutton out, you got a playmaker in Jerry Jeudy for sure. Um, Joe Burrow gets his first NFL win. He's been looking forward to this the first 3 weeks. Obviously, didn't get it. Then he finally gets it. Had a touchdown. Joe Mixon had a big game, 151 yards, two touchdowns. Minshew, 351 yards, two touchdowns, interception. Jacksonville's defense, just keeps putting them in worse and worse situations. So they're gonna need to find a way to revamp that defense and just get better. Browns big win over Dallas. That was a very exciting, high scoring game. Obviously, it was a nail biter towards the end when Dallas started to come back. But OBJ had a huge day, 154 total yards, three total touchdowns. Nick Chubb got injured, but Kareem Hunt and then the rest of the running backs stepped up. So obviously the Browns didn't lose a beat. They kept just running the ball down Dallas's throat. Obviously they had no answer for it, so they're gonna keep doing it, of course. Dak, another amazing passing performance, 502 yards, four touchdowns, but the interception at the end, that's what really blew it for them, obviously, for making that comeback. They wanted to, but you know, overall played a fantastic game. It's just the defense is really hurting that team too. Um, they say they want to be a Super Bowl contender. They say they are a Super Bowl contender, but not with that defense or not. Because obviously have a losing record, so you gotta fix that before you think about trying to even like get close to the playoffs. So Saints come back after early fall behind Detroit. Obviously, that's shocking. Detroit's been putting up good numbers. The game's been close. Breeze, 246 yards, two touchdowns. Kamara, 83 yards, one rush touchdown. And, Stafford always playing amazing, 206 yards, three touchdowns, one interception. Stafford, I feel like he needs to get more targets. Obviously, you got Adrian Peterson back there, but you need a younger running back. You need some more star talent in that team, and that team could really take off. But that's obviously on them. So, but hopefully, they get together. It's a good team. Patricia's starting to make, reasoning why he should keep his job because the team's actually starting to perform now. I don't really think it's all his fault, too. I mean, I believe personally that coaches, you can come up with the best game plan in the world, but if your players don't execute it, how is that your fault? I mean, we don't really know what goes on in the practices, but I don't want to put the blame on anybody 100% fully. Um, Russ was off. I don't know what it was personally. I just felt like he didn't have that game that he did against like New England and stuff like that. And I expected against a team like Miami that he'd have a bigger game than this, more than his 2 touchdowns. You know what I mean? Chris Carson, big game, 80 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then Ryan Fitzpatrick, went back to the old Fitz, 2 interceptions, but he had a rush touchdown. Okay. Tom Brady shines in the shootout versus the Chargers, 369 yards, 5 touchdowns. Obviously, it was a very close game. Tom Brady has thrown a pick six in 4 of his last 6 games. I don't know what's going on with that. He was making bad reads and stuff like that, but got together. Like I said, got 5 touchdowns. And, doing what he does best. It's putting the team on his back and carrying them down to success. Ronald Jones, big game, 111 yards. Mike Evans had 122 yards, 1 touchdown. Herbert showing growth, 290 yards, 3 touchdowns. It looks like obviously the Chargers have found their franchise quarterback. I just feel bad for Tyrod Taylor personally because obviously this happened a couple of years ago when Baker Mayfield took over. He got hurt. Baker Mayfield took over, and you see what happened. And now Tyrod Taylor took over, got his lung punctured, and then it's Herbert's job. So I feel bad for the guy. Just a bridge quarterback. Nothing you can really do about that. Lamar's, slightly bounces back after a rough week last week. 193 yards, 2 touchdowns in the air. I'm sorry, 53 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown as well. Haskins, 314 yards. He's getting benched for Kyle Allen this week because obviously he hasn't really performed fantastic. It's been that defense really bailing him out. So, no one really wants to keep seeing that. So hopefully Kyle Allen can, do something for that offense, give him a jump start and just make him perform better. Ron Rivera obviously is familiar with Kyle Allen. He was his quarterback in Carolina when Cam was out. So let's see what happens there. Then Terry McLaurin continues to rack up yards. He's 5th right now in the league in receiving. So, the numbers are there, but obviously the offensive success is not there because, they're not winning. So that's that. Murray, 133 yards, 3 touchdowns. The Cardinals lose to the Panthers. I expected the Cardinals to not have a cakewalk with the Panthers, but I expected it to be a close game, but the Cardinals coming on top. But Carolina is obviously better than we thought, or at least I thought personally. I thought they were going to be possibly the worst team in the South, but they're playing good football though, so you can't hate on that. Teddy over 300 yards and 3 total touchdowns. Obviously he's been doing his best work in Carolina. Some people say he didn't deserve to be a starter again. He should have just stayed in New Orleans, been Breeze's backup, but he obviously decided what was best for him, and it's paying off. He made the right decision, I believe. Carolina in the future hopefully is going to be very good. I'm excited to see how they turn out. Dalvin Cook, big game, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. He keeps continuing to be big. Obviously, like we knew that Dalvin Cook was a great running back at Florida State, and we knew that coming to the league, he was gonna have that same success. Obviously, he had that injury a couple years ago, but obviously, it shows he hasn't lost a step or anything. He keeps producing. Especially that's what you need when you have a quarterback like Kirk Cousins who's inconsistent, you got to be consistent in the running game, continue to rack up yards and just put the team in your bag any way you can. Watson over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. Fuller had 108 yards and a touchdown. Obviously, if you guys haven't seen it yet, I'm pretty sure you guys have. The Texans fired Bill O'Brien. Great decision. Great decision. Because I feel like you should have been fired once you got rid of DeAndre Hopkins. Because what are you trying to do? Like, you obviously hurt your offense tremendously, and you don't even realize it. The fact that you gave him GM rights, guy is not a genius. I don't know why they gave him those rights. I think it was a horrible decision, but hey, what can you do about that? It is what it is. So the Rams held on to beat the Giants. Goff's touchdown to Kupp really secured the game for them because it was before that touchdown. It was 10-9 Rams. I expected the Rams to blow them out, and score a bunch of points, but obviously the Giants defense kept it close. But obviously their offense couldn't get it going. The Bears, man. If y'all know, I'm a Bears fan. They're embarrassing. The Colts defense shined, shut them down. Nick Foles couldn't really get anything going. The offense in general couldn't really get anything going. Run game, pass game, anything. I think everyone expected Foles to come out and just overperform, be spectacular. That's not the case. Obviously, people are begging for Trubisky back now. I wouldn't go that far yet because, his first game as a starter for the Bears is against the number 1 defense in the league. Let's see what he does against Tampa Bay. And then if he doesn't do good against Tampa Bay, then you might want to start thinking about Trubisky, but then we'll have to see the week after that. So, we'll see on that. Josh Allen continuing to perform very well. He had 3 total touchdowns. Obviously, that kid's making a push for the MVP conversation. It's not a shame for him to be in there, but I just don't think that he matches up to Russ and Aaron Rodgers' skill set. I'm not saying he has no talent because he's a hell of a quarterback. He can throw the ball. He's great at running. He's a big body. But when it comes to talent and whatever, Russ and Rodgers have been beat by a lot. That's in my opinion. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that's how I feel. And Derek Carr, continue to put up numbers. 311 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's doing his job. The defense is the problem. They're not holding games or not getting stops when needed. So, but Derek Carr is doing what we wanted him to do and we expected him to do this whole time. So he's showing signs of what he used to be. But obviously the defense, they have to make stops and, hold leads. So they can't really do much. They don't have a chance. George Kittle had a big game, 183 yards, 1 touchdown. Kittle obviously probably the best tight end in the league, performed very well with a 3rd-string quarterback. Hopefully they get Jimmy G back soon so they can get back on the right track. And then Carson Wentz had an okay performance, nothing special. I think his time as the Eagles starting quarterback coming to the end, personally. It's going to be Jalen Hurts' time soon. Carson Wentz just hasn't really been what we want or expected him to be. Obviously injury prone. But, we'll see what happens with that situation. I believe, though, by the end of this year, Jalen Hurts will be starting. In my opinion, I think this is a move that they should make as soon as possible. But obviously, I have no say in that, no decision in that. So, yeah. Mahomes didn't play great as well. Russ and Mahomes were off, very off. Um, the Patriots did a great job controlling him, you know, forcing him to make throws uncomfortable in the pocket and whatever. Obviously, there was some calls that didn't go their way. You know how the NFL is; the refs make horrible calls, and there's nothing we can do about it. Even though there's replay and you can clearly see that whatever happened, the refs still make bad calls, probably because I want the Chiefs to win. Um, they're the first team to go 4-0 for 4 straight seasons, or start off 4-0 for 4 straight seasons. So, congratulations to them. Andy Reid's a great coach and deserves everything, deserves all that success that he gets. Brian Hoyer was horrible. Playmaking, decision making, horrible. There was a time before the half that they could put points on the board. He took a sack instead of throwing it out of bounds or anything, and they had no timeouts. So, veteran mistake. Like, that's a rookie mistake, but it's a veteran mistake. Like, you gotta be smarter than that. And he got benched for Jared Stidham. Jared, I don't want to pronounce his name wrong, first name wrong, whatever. But point is, he played okay. Obviously, he had 2 interceptions though. One was a pick six. He actually did put New England on the board though. He got him a score when Warriors didn't. So if Cam's out beyond this week, well, even if he's out this week, Stidham starting, Warriors back on the bench. He should have been the third string quarterback like he was on the depth chart because, in my opinion, Hoyer is just not a good quarterback. He's a bridge quarterback almost. Or he's like someone that, like, you could start for, like, a game. Hoyer's not that good. He's never been that good to me. I watched him with the Bears. He was, but does not need to be a starting quarterback at all. And then Aaron Rodgers, another big performance, 327 yards, 4 touchdowns. 3 of those touchdowns went to Robert Tonyan. Rodgers is playing phenomenal football, just like Russ, just like Patrick, just like Josh Allen. It's great to see, a bunch of quarterbacks just putting in that work and just scoring big. And, the Falcons defense didn't have an answer for him. And then Gurley, 2 touchdowns, putting Atlanta on the board. But Atlanta, continues to struggle. And, I believe you're going to see Dan Quinn's job be up for grabs very soon just because of, obviously, 0-4 right now. Blew big leads. So, the odds aren't in his favor right now. But, we'll see what happens going forward. But yeah, stand-up fans, that's all I have for you guys today. It's another episode of Science Over Stats. Thank you guys for listening. We'll be back very soon with more episodes. Just stay tuned. Thank you.